If you enjoy truthful and heartfelt conversations to inspire you to become a better version of yourself, Empowering Stories will help you. Hello, Sinéad. Very good afternoon to you. How are you?
Hi, Anna. I'm the best. Thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm delighted to have you in the program. Sinéad is a beautiful woman. Well, you can see there. And she's doing so many things, so many empowering things that, we would need 3 sheets to list them all. But I'm going to let her talk us through some of them at least, because we could always have another meeting. Yeah? Okay, so Sinéad, tell us everything about your empowering life.
Okay, well, I suppose the start of my kind of journey probably happened when I was about 21, and I lost my lovely dad to cancer then. He was 56. It was an absolutely life-changing time for us, so I could probably talk a lot more detail about that, but I won't. Just, I suppose, it was a defining moment in my life where I just went, okay, he's gone. He won't be there to walk me up the aisle. He won't be there to see my kids if I ever had any. So I started to make some changes to prioritise me and to make sure that I was surrounded by really nice people and that I was being supported to do what I wanted to do. So the first thing I done was my partner at the time, we jetted off to Melbourne.
Wow.
Yeah, so we lived in Melbourne, Australia. We lived in Sydney first and drove a 10-berth camper van from Sydney to Melbourne and set up life there.
What were you looking for in Australia?
We were looking for just escapism. We were from a very small town, very much routine, very repetitive, a lot of alcohol, a lot of doing exact same things for many years. And we just thought Australia was calling to us. We'd been on a trip to Australia when I was 18 with another couple. And we thought whenever I get qualified in my degrees, we'll go back. And we were true to that. We did. Fantastic. Now, we were only going for a year, though.
Wow. And you were there for how many years?
10.
10 years. Wow. Wow. What did you discover in Australia?
Heaps of things. So I discovered that I didn't want to become my now husband's mother when we got there.
Yes.
So I was I was a career woman, so it took a little of adjustment. I don't know if anybody's new or remembers back to when you first move in with someone. It's fun and games, to say the least. So that was good. But you know what? It made us stronger. We only had each other. Basically, there was no running away to friends, no escaping to family. And it was just us against the world, basically, at that point. And that made us stronger, of course. Now, that could make or break a couple, of course. But we were lucky. So we've been sort of childhood sweethearts anyway. So I've been with my husband since I was 16. So it's quite a long time. So we went to Australia and I started to work. So I'm a social worker by sort of qualification. And I started to work for the Australian government in Melbourne. So that was the start of my career. So we had a lot of fun there. Obviously in Melbourne, you've got the big city, you've got the musicals, you've got cocktails, you've got fantastic music scene, fantastic sports scene, a lot of sun. It was an incredible chapter in my life for those 10 years. It was the best time, absolutely the best.
Yeah, what I see is that something broke the pattern, make you wake up, which was when your dad passed away, right? And then you discover, God, holy cow, I don't want to live like this in this stagnant society or environment in which I am for the rest of my life. Your dad was very young, 56.
Not a great hair in his head, Anna.
Yeah, wow. So young. So I suppose that it was maybe that transported you into the future and say, if I'm in my deathbed, I don't want to be here. I want to live life. Would that be fair to say?
Look, it was a pivotal moment for me. I kind of just thought, you know what? Even in our romantic relationship, I thought, right, this is forever or it's for nothing. it's all around. I'm not running after anyone anymore. If my friendships are, loyal and fruitful and sort of, what would you say, authentic, that's who I'll surround myself with. And anybody else that doesn't support, or any jealousy or competitiveness, I don't have time for it anymore. I've lost my dad. Things have changed, and I need to now embrace the world and what it has to offer. So I took a big shift personally, and I didn't even know I was doing it. I didn't know until I
Yes.
looked back that that was the pivotal moment for me, because my heart was broke. It was significant grief. Like, I couldn't look at Dad's mass card for a full year. It broke my heart into a million bits every time I'd even look at his face. So, that for me, it was a changing point. And to get to Australia, to go and try something different, and to be surrounded with beautiful nature and different people and all different challenges, and have a fantastic job with my fantastic partner, and make new friends, it was great. Now, don't forget, we did miss the family, of course, and especially when I started to have kids out there. But ultimately, it led us into the people we are now, to be able to come back to a small town but not have the small town mentality. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, perfectly. Have you ever thought, Sinead, that maybe your dad um, left this world very young to give you the gift of waking up and start your life from a very early stage? Did you
No,
ever think
no,
that?
I've never, no, Anna, to be
No?
honest, it was one of those situations where I was the one that would not let go. I remember the night that we were waiting on Dad, and one of my sisters came to me and went, "Let him go. You are the one holding him on." And I was going, "I will never, ever say those words. God, please take him. Never." And she went, "Please, he suffered enough. I'm going to cry." And I actually thought about it, and I went, "It is me. I know. I don't want him to go." So I said the words, and I didn't. I vowed I would never say them, but I did, and he went. So for me, it was. I fought it to the end. I didn't want him to go, but he did.
Yeah. Well, it's life, isn't it? Tell us about your children, because I know that you have three beautiful children. Tell
I
us how you're bringing them up. How are you rearing them?
Okay, so Erin, my 7-year-old, was born in Melbourne. That was a gorgeous time to have one child, to be able to sort of go to the outdoor pools, and I was able to go on maternity leave from work and all the rest. And then a few years later, Regan, our little boy, came along, complete opposite child. Thought because I had one child, I would have the second one down pat. Not the case. Regan was a whole other little type of character, which is beautiful, but he's just not as talkative, and he's got a different way about him. And Erin would be more like your sort of in your face kind of drama queen, whereas Regan would be, quite quiet, loves his number blocks, but very different. So when Regan then was 4 months old, Anna, surprise, there was another baby coming. so, uh, so that was basically our one-way ticket back from Melbourne home, because I needed my mom and my sisters in a nutshell, really. So with a toddler, a newborn, and a bump, and that was us back to Tyrone.
Wow.
So I take great priority in my kids and in my family. Now the difficulty I'm finding now is that I've got Shannon, who's 2, Regan, who's 3, Erin, who's 7, and I'm trying to run a business, which is almost like an extra baby. So it's hard, and you get that mommy guilt, and you get that, am I doing everything by halves, or am I doing everything okay? Or, I need to be able to sort of probably rest is what I need to do more, instead of just go between the kids, the house, the husband, the job. It's not even a job, it's actually my business. So anyway, I'm doing my best when it comes to sort of managing everything, but I haven't got it down pat yet, and I don't know if there's an actual balance, but I'm seeking to find it. But probably don't have it yet.
I suppose the question would be, are your children happy?
Oh, they're happy. They tell me they love me multiple times a day, and that's my gold. That's what I need. Little cuddles. Even the 7-year-old will tell me multiple times, And that to me, that just brings me right back down to earth to go, yep, I'm working hard for kids. You know, I'm doing my best for my little cherubs. And yeah, they're happy. They get out to the mud kitchen. They go to visit their family now, which wouldn't have happened in Melbourne. And yeah, no, we've got our community. That's what warms my heart. This sense of community, even knowing the parents at the school and things like that, and being part of the community, like volunteering and stuff. So it's where we need to be. We need to be surrounded by, yes, my kids need me and their dad, but they also need the family and the community. So that's what we've got. That's what Melbourne didn't offer.
Yeah, and what you're teaching them is by example. Kids is not so much, because I have elder kids, it's not so much about how much time, how many minutes you spend with them. It's about the quality, and it's also the things that they learn from us when they see us do the things that we do. And you're teaching them, from what I know about you, in values. And those values are building a community and add up a lot of value to other human beings. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's just the way that I was brought up too. I was brought up to help others and to, like, my favorite thing to do is smile and bring a smile to others. That's as simple as
Oh,
I can make it.
say that again. Say that again, Sinead.
What did I say? My favorite thing to do is smile, but bring a smile to others. So, like,
Oh,
I deliberately do that, and I get smiles back, which is infectious, as you would know. So, for me, like, I'm quite a happy, positive, smiley person, and that's why I deliberately have trained myself to be like that, because I love it. It makes me feel good.
okay. So look, when you were talking about this, Mommy Gail, will I get everywhere? That shopping list, all those boxes for you to tick, are they yours?
No, that's the
No.
thing. It's pressure. Yeah,
No, exactly. They are not yours. Your boxes perhaps could be: Am my children happy? Ticked. Am I happy? Ticked. Am I fulfilled? Ticked. Because you're happy and fulfilled. Can you bring value to other people?
of course.
What about changing to those boxes? What do you
Oh,
think?
absolutely. I do. I do. I work in my mind, and that's what my business actually is, Anna.
Tell
So
us. Tell us everything about your business.
okay, so
A business that brings smiles to people. Oh my God.
oh my goodness, well, that's the whole aim. That's the underpinning sort of ethos. But the job that I did in Melbourne was working for the Australian government as a child protection manager. So I was
Mm.
out there dealing with basically horrific child abuse and exploitation and criminality around children being abused, basically. So it was a really tough job, but extremely rewarding. I loved it. At times I hated it, but it taught me an awful lot, and it was really, really important for my growth out there. So I came back with the bump, pregnant, and the baby and the toddler, and I started to do some training around some associate training, delivering some safeguarding and child protection. And then I realised that we here in Northern Ireland and beyond, we have a mental health problem epidemic. And there was personal stories that I could share about our inner circle where there was genuine fear, there was suicidal ideation, attempts, right down to just earlier on in well-being concerns, people just completely anxious and stressed and worrying about things that was equally as important as then other people who were really, really at the tip, at the peak, bordering on, suicide attempts. So I thought, what on earth has happened in my country since I've been gone? So I decided to create an app called Kind Minds, and it has been in progress now since Shannon was born. So she's what, nearly 3. So say 2 years. And it's basically somewhere an intervention where our young people and our parents actually can go. And I've got some cool vlogs on there. So it's, for example, there's an A to Z list of topics. So you might have like alcohol, attitude, you might have confidence, or you might have cocaine, or you might have exams and faith and hope and all sorts of these things that are relevant to our young people. And I know they're relevant because I've got student ambassadors helping me. So what we've done is we've got short vlogs, 3 to 5 minute videos that a professional will talk about. So say for alcohol, we've got a fantastic lady, Moyer, who is from Southern Trust, and she talks very short, all her pearls of wisdom and that what she wants to share with young people. Then we've got a lived and learned story of the guy that's done this particular one is Oren, who has a story to tell where he thought alcohol was sort of the good, then he's seen the bad, and then the ugly, and then he made changes. And then we've got charities that are coming on, real people. So it's not, you can see the eye contact, you can hear the tone, you can see the expression, and realize that actually other people have been through some of the stuff that I have. I'm not alone in this. I empathize with them. It's about generating a bit of compassion and then going, I think I need to do something, whether it's maybe reducing their alcohol, stopping alcohol, changing their habits, whatever it is for them, or just talking to someone, whether that's a family member or a professional. That's what we want. We just want people to feel that they're not alone and know that there's supports out there. So that's what the app is intended to do.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a great initiative. I was talking to a lady the other day, and she did a lot of work one-on-one in Central America and South America as a coach. And a lot of people came to her with diseases and with maladies and with all kinds of stuff, problems and health or mental health or whatever it was. And I asked her, would it be fair to say that some of those people that went to you just felt lonely and unheard and not listened to, and maybe they thought that they were not worthy? And she said, no, not most of them, 100% of them. So for children or teenagers, it's so important to feel heard, to feel that they matter, to know that they matter.
And Anna, to feel that they're going to be believed. That's a big issue for young people. And they may not even know that what they're feeling is maybe deep-rooted into loneliness, because they think there's people all around them. They're connected via social media. There's people in their worlds, but it could be deeply embedded loneliness as well that they're not even aware of.
Yeah. Wow. So your app is kind of a Facebook with a big heart, isn't it?
It's
and for real.
Yeah, that's what I want it to be. And the only people that are going to tell me and show me and lead me and ridicule it and change it and chop it down are the young people. And that's who I've got telling me as I go. You know, they're so brutally honest. You need to have a thick skin when you're dealing with young people, because I remember interviewing one of the young girls. She was 17 at the time, and I just asked her a few questions in relation to the survey that we're conducting. So we have a global measure in it, but this was just a wee well-being, sort of a few questions I wanted to get the lowdown as to what's stressing her out. And I'd said, so, you know, how do you practice self-care? And she's like, self-care? Like what? What is it? What exactly do you mean? I went, you know, like, how do you look after yourself? You know, think about your food, your hobbies, what you do, what you think. She's like, well, just say that. And I was like, I love you. Love it. You don't know what self-care is, the word. I'm going to change that up and just make it so clear. And I laughed and I was like, oh, that was incredible. It was gold feedback for me.
It's important to make sure that the other person speaks the same language.
Yep. It was a big lesson for me, because clearly I'm the old folk now. You know what I mean? With the young ones. So, but that's critical for us. That's our whole ethos. They tell us what's working, what they want, how to change it. And do you know what, Anna? The app that I have, it hasn't been released to the public yet. We're actually, Queen's are doing a research and evaluation piece of it starting on the 9th of November. So excited. But the app that I have, say, this year will be totally different next year, because we're going to change it as the young people need it.
Wow, that's fantastic. Something for kids, but they have a say in it. We're not imposing anything on them.
No, it's choice. They can choose.
Fantastic.
They can choose to be on it, so they can be a lived and learned, or we call it I've been there. And so they can go on and say, I've been there if it comes to grief, or I've been there, you know, with alcohol issues, or I've been there, exam pressure, I've been there, confidence, I've been there, whatever it is. And then they can just share snippets, just small. It's very clinically governed, so it's not too deep. It's not too, dark, but just enough for people to go, yeah, yeah, I can relate to that and resonate. And
Yeah.
then they can choose whichever topic they want to have a little look at, and they can seek advice from a professional, someone who's been there, and or the local charities that are there to help them as well. So that's the way I've kind of set it up.
I so agree with that approach, Sinead, because that's the same spirit that Empower Supernova has, which is, yes, I've gone through grievance, I've gone through cancer, I've gone through whatever it is, breakup, but I'm not staying there. That was a pivotal point. That was a wake up call. That was something that made me think. And now this is where I am. It's about telling others, listen, if you're up to here in your own situation, whatever that is, you can get out of that one, whatever the situation is, and you're not alone, and you matter. Your life matter. What you say matter. Isn't that
Absolutely.
the same?
Yeah.
The same philosophy. That's so empowering. Wow. Well done, sis. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I
And can I
absolutely
just
love
say,
it.
in relation to having the
Yes.
kids so close, I
Yes.
actually I worked. So I'm a strong, confident, positive woman, no doubt about it. Always have been. I've been working on that ever since, especially since Dad passed. I've been working on my confidence.
And let me stop you there.
Yeah.
You definitely are, because you say to yourself, I am confident, I'm strong, I'm positive, and I've worked on that. So, no, people there, don't you think that this comes together with us as a package? Oh, fantastic! I've got this information here. No, we need to work on it. It doesn't come naturally.
Oh, every day, Anna.
It
Every
doesn't
day.
come naturally.
I got a big shock to the system, everyone. Whenever I had Shannon, so there's only 13 months between my toddlers now, I ended up having some postnatal depression. I really lost control of I went so hard on myself. I lost control of my positive thoughts and thinking you're doing great and you're getting there, to thinking things aren't getting done, the laundry isn't getting done, I'm behind on this and I'm behind on that. And I was so negative to myself, and that was very, very alien to me, because normally I'm thinking you're doing your best, you can do this, and we can always do good, and we can try and better ourselves in lots of different ways. So that knocked my socks off. And now I wasn't medicated or anything, but I knew the negative thoughts were coming in, and I knew I wasn't getting enough sleep. I knew I wasn't eating enough veggies. So I made a change. I just said, right, you know what? I'm stopping these thoughts. I am a good girl. I'm a good mommy. I am giving it my best. My kids are lovely, healthy, happy. They've everything. Go easy on yourself and stop trying to do too much. And that's what I was doing. I was juggling everything, thinking this is me multitasking, being superwoman. And then I was getting headaches, and I was just feeling just not fulfilled, as if I wasn't getting things done. So I just went, give yourself a break. Practice what you preach again. Go back to it. And I had to relearn again how to build
Wow.
myself up again. So yeah, the smile's here and it's real for today. But a few months after Shannon was born, I was tired and I was not wearing makeup and I was run down and all those things. So life can take us in these waves. So you kind of just need to don't
Yeah.
fight them, go with them. But the key, like this is why I've called my app Kind Minds, be kind. Be kind in your thoughts to yourself. And that's what I wasn't doing at one point, but now I'm back. And now, not every day I'm great at it. Some days I feel a bit sorry for myself, or I feel a bit tired, or the kids, wreck the place, and I'm like, I'm at the end of my tether. But yeah, more so, the balance tips that I'm doing good, and the thoughts are really positive and supportive of myself. And if anyone can take anything about what I say, is be kind to yourself first. That's my wee top tip. And I still, as Anna says, I work on it every single day, and I will do. And I'm going to teach my kids to do that.
Yes. And for them, it'll be easier because it'll be more of who they are already naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be able to distinguish what's important and what is not, what is urgent and what is not, what is me and what is somebody else's boxes to be ticked,
Yeah.
which is crucial. And for
Yeah.
us women, there's even more pressure because we've been brought up with that idea we had to be perfect. But what the hell is perfect?
I
What
know.
is perfect? Because if we have the laundry up to date, then there's a little bit of those there. Where is the list of your perfect if? There is not such a thing. The standards that we have for us to be perfect don't even exist.
No, there is no such thing as perfectionism. You're never going to
No.
reach it.
Well,
Happiness is where
for me
I'm
there
aiming
is.
for.
For me there is, Sinead. And I'll tell you what, the thermometer for me of perfection was my kids always. Are they happy? I'm doing well. Are they not happy? I'm not doing well. And that's it.
See, I'm the
For
other way.
me,
You
for
see,
me that was it.
I need to be happy first for me because of the issues that I had with after Shannon was born. So I realized now I'm the flip. So my kids, can you go like a robot? They're going to be fine. I know how to make their needs are fine. But if I'm not okay,
Exactly.
I say to my kids, 1 minute I'm Mary Poppins, then I can turn into Dragon Mom. I will say it like that. I'm like, oh no, I'm Dragon Mom. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, get myself down again. So they know, they're like, Mom, you're Dragon Mom. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I sorry, guys? Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
name it to them.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, when I say, are they okay? They can only be okay if us as mothers are okay. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. But as you say, because we're human, some days we're going to go into dragon mode or in mom or whatever mode it is, or you see, we'll be whatever. We go to work and our business, and then those worries, we dump them onto them. But we can always go to them and say, sorry,
Yeah,
sorry. And that's so empowering. I never heard my parents say sorry to me ever, or I said something wrong, or I was wrong. Never. I never said that. Sorry, I never heard that. I never heard my parents say I'm sorry. Never. So if I say, listen, I'm saying sorry to you, or thank you for teaching me that, even if your kid is only 1 year old, thank you for teaching me that.
absolutely.
Give
Oh
them
no, I do.
power.
I do. I'm like, oh, sorry, guys. Whoops, I forgot that. Or, oh, whoopsie daisies, mommy, sorry. You know what I mean? And it could be something so simple. So simple. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're rushing. I'm rushing everybody out the door. I'm sorry. Let's get the coats on properly. Let's just zip them up. Instead of me trying to get everybody, it's me trying to go quicker to get more things done in a quicker amount of time.
Yeah, but you're making them aware at the same time so they can see that that's your program. They're getting things done, do it quickly, fast, fast, fast. And they can see that's mommy's program. That's not mom. That's her program. So they
Yeah.
can be the observer at the same time as they are themselves. And that's so empowering. That's such a powerful tool for when they
I,
grow up.
yeah. Yeah.
Well done, sis. Well done.
Oh, I'm learning. You would think with 3 kids, I've got this in pat, not at all. I'm learning every day on different things, and they're amazing. But yeah, they're teaching me. They're teaching me love and
Yes.
all that beautiful stuff as well, and limitations, and to just slow down. And so it's good. They're amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. I've never been happier. And
Yeah.
this is me Tyrone. So I've had the life in Melbourne, and people be like, "Oh, why would you not go back there?" I'm thinking, this is exactly where I belong. It's only the small graces now. Maybe light the fire, or be invited to a party that's a family event. Get to see the
Yeah.
grandparents. That's my purpose. That's my happiness now, for the kids to just have their family around.
Yeah. You're creating paradise by just being there.
Yeah.
They don't need to be in a fancy place. They just
Nope.
need that love around them.
Yeah. Melbourne's too hot for kids anyway, Anna. We roasting. Factor 50 on all the time, and then how could I take 3 kids to the beach? The toddlers would go up both ways. It would be an absolute chaos mess. No way. Who would I save for? No, no, wouldn't be able to.
Well, they'll never have that problem in Ireland.
Uh, well, no, I did go to the beach actually one day, and one ran one way, one ran the other, and I was like, yeah, I need a second set of hands. I'll know that for next time. Lesson very, very clearly learned.
You know what I used to do, Sinead? I used to write down my phone number with indelible marker on their arms when they were very young.
Yeah, that's
That's what I
very,
used to do.
yeah. Mine are runners. They will run. I blinked. We went to the fair. I blinked, and the wee fella, I literally blinked, and he had went over to the SpongeBob SquarePants bouncy castle. and I was hyperventilating. The place was packed, and I still am traumatized by that. And now I'm like, yeah, I will never take them on my own. I always need someone assigned to each toddler. Me assigned to one, and someone else to the other for their own safety and for my heart.
One trick is to dress them with the same clothes and something bright. At the beach, I used to. I never dressed in the same clothes, but only at the beach, orange color, so that I could spot them from the distance, and the phone number written on their forearm. That was wonders. Until they were old enough to say, "No, listen, that's it."
Yeah, yeah. I
But
love
when
that.
they are young, that worked. That really worked. We only used it once in a shopping center, but worked. So
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I just don't go out on my own with them because they are fast and they're runners and they love the chase even more. They giggle and away they go.
they are teaching us to be in the moment and not to sweat small stuff, don't they?
Absolutely. See, just going for a walk, see this autumn weather and the slushing in the muddy puddles, they love it. And it just is so innocent. It's innocent happiness that's just spending time together. So
Yeah.
we will go up, stick on their wetsuits, and away on we go. I've got wellies, and we'll go up on a Sunday. That's our wee family day, and we'll trudge through the mud. And that's our happy space. That's when we're happiest.
Yeah. Just to relax.
Yeah.
Relax and enjoy and be in the moment. That's mindfulness. People pay a tons of money to learn about mindfulness. For God's sake, rent a child, look at them. That's your mindfulness for you.
Yeah. Or the key is, Anna, put your phone down and look at a child and embrace the child and watch the child and spend time with the child. There's no point if you're worrying about your emails or your checking, you know. So I've put a lot of boundaries in there because you kind of think, oh, I wonder is there any business emails or anything coming in? You're thinking, stop. Nothing is urgent. It'll be fine. Go do what you need to do, get that phone away. And I love getting it away out of my sight. I've literally started to put it up at the bedside locker from about 6, and that's it. I don't see it until I go to bed.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
Otherwise, I'm so tempted to go looking at the darn thing.
And that also makes you feel more focused on work when you are at it because you've assigned a piece of time for that. You've
Yeah.
given your kids undivided attention for the time that you could give them or you want to give them. And then you can give your job the undivided attention that it needs. So that makes us more
Productive.
productive. Exactly.
It
More
does.
productive.
Yeah. And I have to remind myself every few months to go, no, no, the phone's not slipping in, please. Because in this day and age, I can speak for myself. I'm addicted to the phone. And I don't even know what I'm looking at emails or I might be just checking social media. There's nothing actually important in there, but I am feeling drawn to it. So I'm aware of that now. I'm trying to pull back on that to have time without it. But again, you fall off the wagon and you have to get back on it and just remind yourself constantly. So,
Kindly, as you so well
yeah,
pointed out before. Yeah.
yeah,
I would like to ask you, Sinead, about some of the other work that you do with elder people, if that's okay with you.
sure.
Let's
Yes,
let's
I'm
give them
involved.
a little bit of space to our
Yeah.
beloved elders.
Well, absolutely. Well, look, I am involved. I actually, through our local Sure Start, went to Understanding It's Normal postnatal depression and 6 weeks program with Support Together. Support Together are a fantastic local charity, very rural. Their offices are in Clogher and Oma here in Tyrone. And the girls themselves set up the business about 10 years ago. Una herself, one of the founders, had postnatal depression, and her sister was worried sick about her. And they sat down around a table with a pot of tea and started to talk about it. And Una realised she definitely was having signs and symptoms of postnatal depression. So they set up this charity, and I went through their program, the 6 weeks program, and I'm now, like, that was when Shannon was probably just born. I'm now vice chair of that charity. So as their child protection specialist. And so I would come on board and maybe have a read of policies or help draft letters or look at applications and stuff from a child protection point of view and the importance of the mother's mental health and the safety of children. So I've somehow got myself, not accidentally, but into an ab sale a 90-foot, maybe 100-foot abseil down Belfast Castle to raise funds. And I am not sure how or why I agreed to that, but I have. And I've fundraised like a couple of £100 for it. So now I have to do it. So it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Of course.
I got myself involved in that. So that's Support Together. And I'd love maybe for you to meet Una someday. So she's incredible. And they're doing great work still with mums. And they've got dads. They've got super dads, where the dads of they've got family members or partners or wives or whatever who have had postnatal depression now or in the past. They're coming together to have a chat about it.
Oh, fantastic.
Sometimes they don't even talk about it, actually. They're coming together to chat to each other, and usually postnatal isn't even mentioned, depending on what they're doing.
That's fantastic. Again, from an empowering space rather than dwelling into the pain of, oh, I have the postnatal depression. Oh, mine was worse. Oh, you should have seen my cousin. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So that's one charity I'm working with, and I love it. And we do fundraising for them and different things too. So it's great.
If people wanted to do something for these charities or to contact you, and where to get this app when it comes out, how can people contact you?
Right. Well, I'm on LinkedIn. So Sinéad Welsh is my name. So WELSH is my surname. And my company is called Informed Minds.
Okay.
So again, we've got LinkedIn, Facebook business page. So Informed Minds is our Facebook business page, and we've got, the messenger end of things there. And if anyone wanted to email me, whether they wanted to find out about the app when it's going to be launched now before Christmas, or if they needed safeguarding children or safeguarding adult mandatory training, we deliver that. Our safeguarding children is CPD accredited, so that's great. And you could get hold of us at our email at informedminds. So informedminds2019 at gmail.com.
Informed Minds? Say that again. Informed Minds?
Informed Minds 2019.
Oh, 2019.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
So that's our email. But any of the social media channels, if you private message me or the business, we'll get a notification, or one of the admin will get back, and then I can make a direct contact if need be. Actually, I'm going to do a plug here. You're going to laugh. So, Anna, I had an idea about 2 weeks ago. I got a bit worried about the older people. Okay, so COVID-19 has sort of left a few older people obviously feeling lonely and possibly afraid. So I've set up a Sing Out to Help Out as a Christmas virtual concert that I've got lots of local just families or people or choirs and some more well-known names to come on, stick their Christmas jumpers or their Christmas hats on, and sing a Christmas song or poem, or write a story or poem, or play a tune. And that's going to be screened through all of the older people's homes in the north. It actually can be screened anywhere, but there's about 600 odd that I need to contact in the north, so I needed to limit it. So it's for every older person to spread some Christmas spirit. So if there's anyone out there that wanted to be involved, it's a free virtual concert I'm running. I've got about 30 acts already, and I've got a social media company that's going to pull all those little videos together and make it look cool and professional and lovely. It'll go on the social media channel and potentially on the radio or TV as well.
Fantastic. Well done. That's fantastic. You're such an inspiration. You're such an inspiration, Sinead. And many people will think, oh my God, she can do it, but that's a bit too much. We can all do something. We can do a tiny little thing, and everything added up makes a big thing, but makes a big difference.
Yeah, and I could do it myself. I couldn't do a concert myself, but I put it out there to some of the charities and the committees that I'm involved with, some of the organisations I work with or have done, and people have come back. Some people have even put Christmas stuff on their dogs, and they're in the videos, and they've got their kids dancing, or I've got a guy that's going to play the bagpipes. Awesome.
Beautiful.
So diverse.
Beautiful. There are so many beautiful people out there. Most people are beautiful.
Yeah, most people are lovely.
Most people are beautiful.
Yeah.
And those who are not, maybe what they are is in pain. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, that's been so amazing. Such a what of fresh air? How do you say that?
Breath.
A breath. Such a breath of fresh air, Sinead. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Just looking at you and feeling your energy is so empowering already, because that's life. That's zest for life. That's bliss.
It is.
And we can see it and feel it in you. And it's just because you follow your call and you
Yeah.
smile and make others smile. Simple as. Simple formula.
Find your smile and repeat. That's what we say in one of our trainings.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Sinead, what a pleasure. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thank you.